What's up, dudes? Pimo.
D-Bag.
We're here to, we're actually going to take a tour here at G-Tech Labs.
Yeah.
They offered us to come in and try to help them out with this whole situation.
I don't know what exactly we're going to do here.
We're clearly not qualified.
No,
but,
not at all.
Hey, they've seen some of our videos and thought, you know, these guys know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
We don't at all.
No.
Not in regards to this, but what we are going to bring you today is how to read a defense. There's tons of videos out there with other YouTubers and stuff like that, and it's all great content. But we're going to give you a different way to look at it and how to manipulate that coverage that you see. We're just going to run a standard, it doesn't matter what formation you run. We're running a trips formation with a tight end on one side, running back on the other, against a standard cover two. And it's just a stick play. That's all we're doing. We're just doing with hot routes and things like that. So hopefully something clicks for you and maybe you look at it a different way and are able to attack zones a little better. And we'll touch base with you after. We're going to try to show these guys what's up.
All right, guys, we're ready to diss our opponent.
What?
That is a burn. All right. So, diss. Dissect the field. You're going to divide it first. There's 4 possible defenders on the right. There's 4 possible defenders on the left. Center east, center west. So then you're going to go north and south. There's only 2 defenders up top. 2 deep defenders, 3 defenders that are shallow, 3 defenders that are shallow on the right. We've established that this is cover 2, guys, because if he was baseline trying to disguise the coverage, that linebacker over the top of Goodwin on the left there, or right, would be over towards on top of Kittle, our tight end. If it was a cover 3, that safety would be down where that linebacker is, and the linebacker would be in. So it's a Tampa 2, or cover 2, sorry. So we've established that there's 2 deep defenders, possibly a third in the middle, but they're not. The corners aren't going to be dropping back into a deep blue. So that being said, our next step is you want to identify the user. Like we've said before, when you play somebody online, usually use that first drive to identify who they user, their tendencies, if they stay to this side of the field, if they stay to their zone. A lot of people will put out tutorials, stick to your zone. This guy's in a vert hook. This guy's in a vert hook. Or maybe a mid-read, excuse me. And then this guy is in a vert hook. So because we don't know if this guy's rushing, this guy could be in a vert hook. He could be the mid-read. He could be in a 3-rec. I mean, there's lots of different things, but essentially he's going to either leave his zone or cover something else and leave his zone vacant. So keep that in mind. Then the last thing is you either stay in trips or you go. This is the good thing about a trips formation with the tight end on the line. You can either go to doubles. You can go to empty. You can either even motion that halfback over to the trip side and make like a trips halfback strong.
Oh, yeah.
So if you face like a cover 4, you can completely overwhelm that side of the field. So we'll get into that in future videos. But what we're doing is looking at a cover 2. So we're just going to run it. I'm not going to pass the ball, but we wanted to show you the replay to dissect anything that's possibly open. So we're going to run the play. Now, as a user, he takes the slant. Okay? Simon gets in, but don't get too excited. I wasn't going to throw the ball. So we're going to look for, this is stock on both sides of the field, guys. So this running back is open right away. That's a
5 to,
yeah.
5 and up at least.
Because this corner's in a cloud flat. If he was in a hard flat, he'd press down on him sooner, but he's in a cloud flat. So he goes back to the 40, and we could hit him for 3 to 5 yards. The user takes this slant. He's in a vert hook. There's nothing in his zone, so he could feel comfortable taking that.
Right.
And he should, because this mid-read is completely worthless.
He just
Look at him.
He just sits there.
He should just sit down. He does nothing. He does what a mid-read should do. He reads the strong side of the field. Look, he looks at Kittle. Kittle doesn't go vertical, so there's nothing coming across the field. Oh, except that slant.
Right.
But they're only going to read the strong side, guys. So a lot of guys you'll see put him in a middle third?
Yeah, middle third.
Which is smart because the mid-read is worthless.
Yeah.
So he has to user the slant, which he does a good job of usering it, and locks that up. This vert hook right here doesn't stay on Kittle for some reason.
Yeah.
He's more worried about a vertical route. He kind of reads that slant,
Oh yeah.
and he kind of follows it back poorly.
I mean,
But
barely. He went
yeah.
to the 45 and just
But-
gave up.
Kittle is wide open and even backs up a little bit,
Oh yeah.
you know, to get. So that's a good 10 to 12 yard pass. And
Yeah.
if we let him over here,
That's. I mean,
wow, we could really
20,
gouge that.
at
Yeah.
least 20.
So this one was an out route from Goodwin. Now, if you throw that right away on his break, that cloud is going to pick it off.
Right.
He's going to get underneath it and pick it off. So there's no need. Just relax and let that develop. You could hit him right there for a 5-7 yard gain, whatever the case may be. Or, you know, Gilmore does a good job of forcing him inside. We probably want him to go outside. Many other people have put videos on that, so we're not reinventing the wheel here. But if you get him outside above the cloud and under that safety, he's going to be open. As it is, he pushed him inside. That's going to be a tough.
Gave him some leverage.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough route to complete.
Yeah.
If you throw it right there, you're going to have to lead it out with a possession catch, but that safety should be able to get down on it. So that is the stock way of running it. Either way, you do have some options. Don't get me wrong. The flat right there, Kittle, and eventually this flat later when he goes back to cover the streak a little
Right.
bit, or the fade. So that's stock on both ends. We're going to show you how to completely annihilate the cover two. Okay, guys, here's the adjustments we made. I just hot routed two guys. I put him on an option route, which is going to take him right there. And then I put Kittle on a streak. So, like we talked about before, you have one deep defender right here. Maybe two if he mid. I don't know if he's going to middle third him or not. I don't know what adjustments he did, and he's going to talk about that in a second. But so we're putting a lot of stress. We're going to put a lot of stress on the safety if it plays out like I think it's going to. So those are the only adjustments I did. What'd you do?
All right. So I obviously, because it's cover two, I did middle third that linebacker because that I was, as we saw earlier, that middle read is garbage.
Awful.
And I would say I manned up that outside linebacker onto the running back because.
So you took him off the pass rush.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had three guys rushing, and that's all I really did. I kept the cloud flats on the corners.
Okay.
Simple.
And guys, adjustment-wise, as a defender, there's nothing you can do with these safeties. I mean, really, what would you do with them? I mean
they're already. Technically deep halved. You couldn't do anything really.
it's one of the best zones,
Right.
for the safeties.
Yeah.
So I mean, why you couldn't? He's not going to take him out of that. So this cat's in a vert hook. He's in a middle third. Him as user is in a vert hook, but he manned up the running back to protect that. So that was smart. But as you guys can see, those are pretty much the adjustments that anybody would do. But I'm telling you, cover two against the trips is just not going to work out well for him. So as we go through, we'll go through all the routes here. He actually did a good job usering to bump him, because otherwise that option route on the break is going to get open.
And I only bumped that because I saw that he was running that option route. So I kind of bumped it a little bit. Then I went and read the slant.
Yeah, you have the privilege of knowing what I was running.
In
but
game, that linebacker is going to get burnt.
yeah,
every
in
time.
game he's going to cut and make if he mans him up.
Yeah.
So then the slant comes in, and he's going to bump that running back, like you said, and user the slant really well. He has to. I mean, look at the opening. Look at the middle of the field, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really, open there, but he user did well.
If you get like a high lead on that, it still could be open.
Right. Kittle, like I said, I put him on a streak. Now, there's lots of videos out there, guys. If he didn't middle third him, if he just mid-read him, he would have stopped right there.
Oh, yeah.
He would have stopped on the 40, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe 45. But Kittle would have been open with a lead right there. As it stands, you guys play mutt, you get Calvin Johnson out of position. I could have, look at that. The
Right
safeties they let him get behind him.
Yeah.
Even this one. What are you doing?
Something a real safety would never do.
Right. With a lead right here, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, that's gone.
Even if he has a super fast, safety in it there or something like that, but middle third you can't. 3-4.
Yeah.
You can't. So if he's running a 3-4, he's not going to be able to put a safety there. So That being said, that's a potential route. But what we wanted to show you is what we talked about initially, one deep defender. We're only counting one with the 3 receivers because this one really doesn't count. Because look at how close he has to stay to that hash. And he still doesn't do a good enough job because he beats him. So I understand the ideology there, because look at him. He's at the numbers.
He's trying to help.
Right. But it's not good enough. You're just kind of playing halvesies.
Yeah, exactly.
So he has to stay close to that hash. We've forced his hand. And as you can see, Goodwin does his out route. The vert hook rolls with him a little bit, but they don't have flat principles. If it was a hook curl, maybe.
Yeah.
He would have. But he releases him and kind of just does nothing. I don't know if he's doing a dance move there.
He just sits in the numbers.
Yeah, he's doing the twist. I don't know. So that is open. If you throw it right away, guys, that's why people talk about the cloud flats with out routes. He could probably get under that and pick it. I'd throw it maybe with a lead on the break, but Gilmore's going to pick that and go to the house.
That's definitely Gilmore. He's getting that.
Right. So we know it's a cloud flat because he bumps and he kind of reroutes him. He should have rerouted him to the inside.
Yeah.
But he rerouted him to the outside, which is better for us. Now, if we want to wait, that's a 5-yard pass to our out route and possibly taking up the field for 10, 13, 15 yards.
Right.
Gilmore has to, he's only going to go 15 yards back, and you can see he breaks down right here.
He slows down.
I've already thrown the ball, though. He's starting to break down to honor this flat route. He has to.
Right.
But with a proper pass lead, I mean, Sanders is only 88 speed, I think, receiver.
Yeah,
maybe.
He's not a great receiver in Madden.
89 maybe?
Yeah.
Gilmore's 93
Jesus.
speed, but he's out of position.
Yeah.
And I immediately possession caught it. Look, he even clicked on to do anything. There's nothing he can do, guys.
Right.
The AI is already breaking him down, and I am able to get past him. I mean, many people have put that out there. It's not anything new. We didn't discover this. But you can get over the cloud and under the safety, and we've obligated the safety to the hash with the deep route from Kittle.
Yeah.
So with a possession catch, I'm possession catching you right there. There's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
That's a 30-yard pass. Not to mention we have him open just in case.
If you need a first down, that's your quick and easy option. I mean,
and he that's basically your 2 reads. And if you can, lead up the field maybe.
Yeah, a little high pass.
Yeah. If you got to step on him, like I said, if he doesn't know what's coming, he might be sucked into this route initially.
Yeah.
Just for a step, because that is his zone, and the slant has a step. So it's, that's something you have to identify the user, what his tendencies are. I knew he was going to take the slant.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't anticipate him bumping Coleman, but like I said, he knows what I was running. So we'll show you one more example of what we could do with this as far as hot routes, and we'll go from there. So here, guys, one more example. I didn't tell Darius what I was going to do. I said just make your regular adjustments, this and that and the other. But basically, guys, these are in cloud, soft, or hard flats. Okay? That being said, all I did... Well, go ahead. Darius, you made the same adjustments as last time?
Yeah, middle third, and then...
But you didn't man him up to the running back?
No, I did not man him up.
Okay. So, what he's going to do is he's just basically going to use her and see what he sees. So, as I go, look, I smoke screened this cat.
Yeah. So I realize the slant's gone. I see the streak. I try and keep up. I'm looking at Samuel for some reason.
Right.
And...
So... the cloud flat's not going to play it. He's going to drop deep because he's kind of looking at him to maybe in a corner.
Oh, yeah.
He has to obligate to that. So a smoke screen is phenomenal. It can be used so many ways. But you look at it, Darius obviously isn't going to play the smoke screen. He has to stay with this running back.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Coleman's wide open even there. I could lead him maybe over here.
Yeah.
He has to stay with him. I mean, poorly. But he doesn't even see what I did over here.
Yep.
Doesn't even see it. And look at that. Good Lord.
I mean, by the time I saw it, he was already, the ball was halfway there.
Because you were still peeking at that smoke screen.
Yeah.
I could have hit it a long time ago. So all I did, guys, I left him in his out route. I left Kittle in his route. All I did was streak Coleman, smoke screen him, and I had a slant from the outside way over here. Now the reason this works is, I'm going to tell you, watch the cloud flat. He goes back. He has to honor that streak, but he can't commit to it. He goes back about 15 yards, 15, 16 yards. He has to come down on the only threat in his zone.
Yeah.
He's not even looking at the slant. And Darius wasn't either.
Yeah.
Because I didn't tell him what I was doing. You know, and we're not even going to touch on the fact Kittle's wide open.
Yeah.
Right here.
Another 5.
Goodwin's wide open.
Another 10.
Guys, cover 2 is so easy to manipulate once you understand what the zones are supposed to do. Now, let's say Darius would have kept the corner in a hard flat. He would have read this right away and still been out of position.
I mean, even if I drop down on that little crossing route, Coleman's wide open too.
Yeah. If he would have read that slant right away and right here peeled off on it,
Yeah.
I was watching him the whole time. Right about there is a decision-making time for me. Am I going to hit him with an outside lead with a possession catch because he's still going to get underneath the safety?
Yeah.
Or am I going to hit the slant? He didn't even move. I don't think he saw it.
No, I did not.
And then bam. So, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I could have hit really the slant right there,
That's crazy.
you know, but I waited for it to get to the sideline. And Kittle, like I said, is wide open. So what we're trying to tell you is if you read the defense, a cover 2, these safeties are going to drop back no matter what. People normally are going to put this guy in the middle third, but he's not even going to play Coleman.
Yeah.
So if you would have usered that slant from the jump, you know, if you would have read it right away and
Yeah.
maybe stayed home in the center or maybe kind of cheated towards Kittle, the middle third isn't going to help you with this.
Yeah, no, he's too slow.
Yeah, it's just not. So utilize that smoke screen, guys, because on a backside slant, you know, it's eventually that cloud flat has to come down on it.
You could abuse those cloud flats all day.
Yeah. Even if he looks over and sees this slant, he can't come.
Yeah.
You know, what if I would have put Kittle in some kind of deeper route, deep out route or something.
A corner even.
Right. And gotten him just to follow it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, cover 2, that's how you read a defense, and that's how with simple route adjustments, we just called stick. And you can make simple hot routes to abuse what he's doing. Once you dissect the field, identify the user, and then you either stay in trips or go to doubles. Next week, we're going to show you if he audibles to a cover 3. If he wises up and gets out of that,
Yeah.
you simply go to doubles, guys. And then there's many things you can do.
Closing thoughts. One last time to talk some trash before we are done with this show. Closing thoughts. We gonna run a mouse before you guys decide you're gonna click off.
Well, that went horrible.
Yeah.
I have no idea why we're here. We probably won't be here much longer. But anyway, all joking aside, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe you guys looked at your defense a little different way, or how to read a defense rather, and maybe something clicked for you. I mean, it's basic stuff. The zones are going to play the way they're supposed to be. You can manipulate them up or down, and go from there. So hopefully it helps your offense get a little bit more clear on things like that. We're going to bring a video next week on cover 3, and we're going to continue with that, and then cover 4 and so on. So
By the way, what's this for?
dude, that's your filter for your gas mask. You've been breathing without that all day?
Yeah.
Have you been wearing short sleeves this whole tour?
Yeah.
I'm checking section 2, looking for them. Last time I saw them was in sector 1, making a video.
Ah, well, that's our cue, guys. Okay, well, remember, we always tip and never run it. I'm tricking. All right, thanks, guys.
All right.
Hey. How about a hug?